Hey, are you ready? Welcome to the Say Michael podcast. Yeah. Welcome to the Say Michael podcast, one man's attempt at business, family, and comedy. Yes, I am your host, Michael Agbajan, and yes, we are here at the 39th episode. That's the big 39 of these behind us. At that 39, we're gonna hit that 40. At that 40, we're gonna hit that 50. At that 50, we're gonna hit that 100. At that 100, we're gonna hit that 1,000. At that 1,000, we're gonna hit that 10,000. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed or liked or shared any of my content, please do. Helps get the word out. I appreciate all of you who do it on a regular basis. I appreciate you listening and coming together with me every single week because I love it. But yeah, I'm kind of going through a little of an entrepreneur's journey right now. I'm trying to figure out what to do here because, as you know, I bring you the information that I get to do better, like the things that I use or the things that I find to help me do better, I bring it here. And, this is an employee issue. It's actually with two of them, but one of them, he says, no, Michael, I know I make about $600, $650 a week, but my goal is actually about 800 or more. And I was seeing if I could get more work. And then I said, yeah, definitely could get more work. But before we get to that, we must talk about your performance when you do get more work, because when you get busier, your quality, goes down and people request for a different detailer. So we got to get you at a level where always meet the standard no matter what the vehicle is or what the customer wants. And you could get busier. And he says, yeah, I wanted to work on that. But do you have anything I could do in the meantime? So I went home, I brainstormed, I said, what can I do in the meantime? And I'm like, ding, ding, brilliance. I got it. I'm gonna have it to where when he's not detailing cars, that he could go door to door and get the word out about the Water Boys and, sign up memberships and, even book customers in case, if they want to try it out right then and there. So I was like, so if he's detailing, he's getting paid for that. But if he's not, he's getting paid at least $15 an hour is what I said. For him to get at every single, $15 an hour, and he'll get that every single week, obviously, right? So I'm like, this is like a win-win. Like, if he's not detailing, then he's doing, door to door. If nothing happens door to door, he gets his $15 an hour, win-win. Now we're gonna get him to his goal. So I go back to him, and I said, hey, we're gonna do a sales where you're gonna go door to door, and I'm talking to him about it, how it's gonna go. And he's like, okay, cool. I was like, it's gonna be on this day. We're gonna meet up here at Chase Tower, and I'm gonna train you on how it works, right? He said, okay. So the next day he comes to Chase, and I have the uniform because we have a different uniform when it comes to sales versus like the work uniform. So I was telling him how it was gonna work, that when you're not detailing, you're gonna be going door to door. But if a customer wants to try it right then and there or wants to book, you could book them you could do it right then and there. Go get your car, go do it right then and there. Or you could book them for a future date. And he's like, oh, but I thought I'm having quality issues. I was like, yeah, but at the end of the day, if you don't improve those quality issues, you're not going to be with this period. So that's a temporary thing. Your quality issues. It's not like you're terrible. And he's like, oh, okay, but I thought the extra work you're going to give me wasn't going to be where I do more cars. I'm like, well, what happens if a customer says, I want to try it out right now? And he's like, I thought I was going to be booking other detailers. I was like, but you're already there. He's like, well, I didn't know I was going to be doing more cars. And, I don't know. I was like, so you're not trying to get busier? You're not trying to do more work? And he's like, yeah, but I was looking if I could do something like just like strictly sales or something like just door to door and get everyone else busy. And yeah, that to me was personally disappointing because between the lines, obviously it's not the entire conversation, but between the lines, it was more the sense that, he's already kind of burnt out a little bit, maybe, not as passionate in the job as, either he would like to be or as I would like to be. And, you know, therefore it's kind of making it to where he offered to say, maybe I could do part-time where I do another job and get my base amount. And then I add this job to it. But I'm like, you on a part-time basis is going to be even more difficult to get you to your goal. And I was like, in the other job, it's going to take care of one side. This job is going to take care of the other. It's not like you're going to have two problems with two different companies. So I thought I was just kind of unfortunate. So now I have to think about what to do with this gentleman. Now that I know that he doesn't particularly have the performance skills to become, let's say, a manager right now. It's in the fact that he doesn't want to do more cars. I don't know. It just has me feeling like maybe we have to just go a completely different direction, you know, because one of the issues I've always found when it comes to, you know, just handling my employees is just to constantly hire. So I'm always hiring every like 2 months or so. But through this entire pandemic, I haven't did any new hiring. So I've had all the same employees that I've had since before the pandemic. And, you know, I've been keeping them, you know, they've been getting it in, you know, before, during, and after. They will, right? But, you know, for people who aren't passionate, people who aren't like looking to do the best within, like the best quality of what they're doing, and then they want more. And it's kind of like, first you're going to have to meet expectations before you ask for more. You know what I mean? Some people do that. Like, hey, when can I become manager? First off, you look at the way you clean the bathrooms. You say you want to be manager, or, you know, so I'm feeling like when you ask for more work and, you know, there's things that need to be improved, let's talk there. But then when you don't want to do more of what it is that you want to do, like this gentleman asked me at one point, as a mobile detailer, would there be eventually would there be a job for me to do that doesn't require me to drive? And I was like, no. He said, yeah, because I don't want to put too much wear and tear on my car. I was like, this is what the position is, you know? So I have to rethink this because I can't keep customizing the position for the person. You know, I'm trying to create a system to where the position is the position. And I find people to fill that position. So that's what I'm having with one employee. Then I have another employee who has splurged so much this entire pandemic that, you know, he doesn't want to give any of it back. I mean, buying new cars, you know, clothes, phones, the whole thing. And then now I guess the chickens are coming home to roost. And, you know, I'm actually trying to like communicate with him strictly through text only because he doesn't want to pay his phone bill because he owes a lot of other places. So then I'm like, man, like, it's hard because he's one of my best. And for a week and a half, rather than him running the system how we usually run it, and mind you, this guy makes $850, $900 plus a week, not even including tips. And so he's like a definite pro. And now we're conducting his business strictly almost through text, very low communication, really difficult to figure out, is he available or not? You know, he has to have Wi-Fi because it has to be through iMessage, and he has like an iPad that he brings around with him so he could like get directions and do it. It's just overcomplicated. And, you know, and he's feeling like, I need to really get out there and get it, you know, because I have all these things I got to pay. But now the things that you're doing in order to like pay those things off is keeping you from getting more work. So now he's on the decline because he's trying to find any way he could like figure out how to cut the bills, but then also make more. And his solutions just aren't working. And that's what he believes in. But, yeah, that's what I'm working out right now with, you know, one all-star employee, another, you know, detailer. So there's two people. I'm trying to figure out what do I do in this situation because, you know, we can't continue working and communicating through text, right? But yet, again, you're one of my best. So I got to think solution there. That's where I'm at right now. I kind of been in quiet mode for the last few days, just trying to think, you know what I mean? Just trying to be like, okay, what's going to solve this problem? And then I'm like, you know, doing research on things and, yeah, but you know, that's currently happening as we speak. But, you know, when you have employees, just understand, Employees is very similar to having kids. It's the equivalent. Employees are the equivalent of having kids. Whatever they bring into their life, they also bring into your life. And you can't really tell them what to do with their own lives. At least my employees. But you can only hope for the best. But yeah, this is definitely something I'm working out right now. And I'm about to start hiring again. And within this pandemic, so I'm gonna see how that goes. I don't really know what the difference is out there, but I'm looking forward to it because I love bringing in new guys or gals to make us better. To take us to the next level. But as far as what y'all know, what's going on out there, they're talking about how President Trump has only paid $750 in personal income taxes during at least in 2016 when he made it into office. And a lot of people were surprised by that. But the thing that's not surprising is that when you do business, either business or real estate, but when you do business, it's built. That's why when people say, I'd rather be employee versus have a business or whatever, you got to do both. The answer is both on that one. You should have a business on the side that, in essence, fits your lifestyle, a business that supports and aligns with your lifestyle. Because, at least for President Trump, how it worked out for him in deducting, all those taxes that he has, this is literally out for everybody. First is depreciation, so all the things that you pay on, all the car, the interest on anything that you have, you could depreciate that, and you could have like that, depreciate over time. That's a big win right there when you're doing business. And it's even bigger when you do real estate development, right? Then you have something called an NOL, net operating loss. The net operating loss is you taking in a loss now, and then they kind of in essence, give you a credit loss for the future. So if you take a loss on $50 now, and then, in 2 months, you make 100, you could defer the tax that you would have paid on that 50 to that 100 2 months later. So it gives you a chance to kind of postpone your taxes, and you could keep doing that over and over. So that's what they call it, NOL, net operating loss. Or you could do write-offs, which is a lot based on, you could do charitable donations, or, basically like parts of your travel, parts of your food. And this is all, that's why I say, if you could start a business or go into a business that aligns with your lifestyle, that's the direction you want to go, when it comes to saving on taxes. Because, that's what everyone, look, if you're a cutthroat business owner, you look for those opportunities, look for the CPAs, the certified public accountants who could find the opportunities within your taxes to just give you back more, not do anything illegal, but definitely finding the legal loopholes. So maybe, it requires you to do volunteer work over here, or maybe it requires you to sell this over there, or maybe it requires you to, to take a loss here because of what you might have overspent. But then also he, a lot of within his taxes, he actually was paying a lot of consulting fees to others, so he paid his daughter, consulting fee, people overseas, things like that, right? So, there's a lot of loopholes in business, especially real estate, for you to, take full advantage and save. And if you were to take that money, when someone asked me last week, they said, hey, I've been getting unemployment and I want to know, where should I put it? And I was like, the first place I'll do with it, I'll take a piece of it and I'll invest it no matter what. So if I have $100, if I need all the 100, I'll take at least 5%, 10%, $5 or $10, and I'll put it into something like a Roth IRA, or you can go to what they call a Betterment account, and you could put those little coins, like when people have those little, change jars and all that. It's the same concept. Put it in there, and then, but at least with Betterment or with a Roth, it'll grow over time. So if you are getting any type of extra money, any extra bread right now, look into Betterment. and to putting, a little bit of that bread in there, But yeah, I would urge and encourage anybody to get into just starting a business on the side, or even get into real estate, because there are a lot of, which this has exposed, there are a lot of loopholes to help you gain in taxes. And a little quick tidbit, as no one really knows, but the person who spent the most in taxes as our president, guess who? Oh, you guessed it right, Barack Obama. And I think that's mainly because he had the most deals. Like he had like a lot of book deals, Netflix deals and things like that while he was in office. But then also, I feel like maybe he was on the up and up just to make sure there's no scandal or anything like that with his taxes. I don't know, but he's paid somewhere around like 10 times more in taxes than anybody since, in the history of all the presidents. But at least the one I saw was since Nixon, and he's by far paid the most. But yeah, that's what's happening right now with the taxes. And my business, they're set up under an S corporation. I think that's the best. I think that's better than LLC. So if you are in an LLC, I would advise you to change over to an S corporation, because that already saves you 50% in taxes. But you do have to file more often. So again, these are things you need to know for either whether you're in business or whether you're going to business. S corp, find a business, go into real estate, do something that you could take advantage of when it comes to how where your money goes, because, and sometimes in business, losing money pays, which is weird enough, right? But yeah, on to other things. I don't think, based on my research and things I've been reading, I don't know if we're in a recession. I think we're more in a depression. I think this is a depression, because we're looking at already 25% of small businesses have already closed. And there's going to be more closing and going bankrupt in the next few. So it's just to say, why are these people going bankrupt? Why are these people going out of business? And a lot of it is that if you're a business that requires physical connection, you have to figure out how to change what you're doing up, so where you could go into either online, so if you're brick and mortar, taking your brick and mortar and in essence making it like a small warehouse where you put a lot of your product online, or mobile, so mobile delivery, mobile services. That's also huge opportunity right there. People wanting things at their home, especially from working from home. So all these places that are closing, that these are opportunities online, right? Mobile, and then curbside. Having those options, those three options right there, whichever one you choose for your business is vital. There's these guys who own Mahogany Books in Washington, and their store is the same way, where, they couldn't tap into the PPP, they couldn't really tap into all the things because it's just really difficult for them to navigate. That wasn't in their wheelhouse for understanding as far as how to get financing, because they bootstrapped to start this Mahogany Books, which is focused on Black authors and Black books in general. So, they quit their job, took from their 401k, started up this Mahogany Books, straight cash from their pocket, right? And now they had this pandemic that came and interrupted their business. And what they did instead of closing or whatever is that they actually closed the doors to the public, and they focused on their online. They put all their books online, and rather than doing in-person talks with the author, they went to doing Zoom calls and broadcasting that to all their customers. And since the whole pandemic, they've only been down, imagine this, 10%. They only been down 10%. And that's what closing the doors to the public. And that's what they did as a changeover. And then after the whole George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, their sales went up another additional 400%, So they're right now, they're in a position of trying to maintain business and, keep it going, because they said it's great now, but they're just preparing themselves for when it slows down. But that's how agile you need to be. You need to be super agile in business. So therefore you could adjust. I mean, not even in business, in life. So no one can hold you against the wall. But yeah, Mahogany Books, check them out. They're open right now, actually. And you could go online. But yeah, that was a cool story to see that, you have to be creative, as far as like how you're going to navigate in and out of this, like uncertain place. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, on to other things too. Walmart and Amazon, they are redesigning their stores. And it's kind of weird because they're redesigning it in a way that supports online orders. Like Amazon, like Whole Foods, there's something called, which is crazy, a dark store. A dark store is a Whole Foods that looks like a Whole Foods. Everything got the parking lot, got everything, like that you would think, would be in a grocery store. And then when you try to go inside, you can't go inside, right? Because it's only for online orders. So nobody will be able to shop in it. These are what they call dark stores. And Walmart is redesigning it to where all the Instacarts and all the mobile shoppers, have an easier way of accessing certain products. So they're redesigning 200 stores. And by the time it'll be this time next year, they're going to redesign 1,000 stores. But see, Walmart had this in their plans before the pandemic anyways. So that's happening. As far as them redesigning stores, to better fit the mobile order. So these things are coming, if you want to look at what's happening. But since we're on the fact of like Walmart, Walmart, they just closed this $20 million lawsuit. They just settled it for gender bias towards women. To get a position in certain areas in Walmart, you have to take what they call a physical agility test. And this physical agility test was designed more for men. And because of that, when, that positions that required this physical agility test excluded a lot of women, so they just settled that 20 million. And, they said that, going forward, they need to take out the things and reevaluate things and policies in their, for Walmart that discriminate by accident, so that's kind of what's happening with Walmart. But since we're also talking about Amazon, Whole Foods, but Amazon, they banned any sales of the shirt stand back and stand by. As you already know, during the debate, that's the words that President Trump said during the debate when he asked to denounce white supremacy. And instead of, denouncing it, he said, Proud Boys stand back and stand by. And, they rejoiced. They loved it. And then they got shirts made and, they banned it from Amazon. So kudos to them. I always feel like Amazon's on top of theirs when it comes to doing what's right for the people they serve. But the Proud Boys is a unique thing right now that's happening. Like, if you don't know anything about it, the Proud Boys is a guy named Gavin McInnes. He started this a year ago or something, like a couple years ago, like 3-4 years ago. And I guess it's like it's a gang basically. And, they promote violence, and it's, women no women allowed. But this whole Proud Boy situation, I know there's another one called the Boogaloo Boys. There's all these different type of fringe groups that are exposing hate and violence and all that. And yeah, be on notice. Yeah, keep your head on the swivel, because these groups are being emboldened, at least right now in this era. So just keep your head on the swivel. Also, if you are in Texas and you've been receiving any type of unemployment, understand that the TWC might be knocking at your door soon because they accidentally paid $215 million. Oh, no, 215 million to unemployed workers. They overpaid. So right now they're asking for that money back. Now, you don't owe it right now, but trust me, it's due. is due, and they said they're gonna get it back, you know, because they said they're trying to get the money out to people as fast as possible, and with that they made mistakes, and the mistakes they made was $215 million in mistakes, and they sent out notices to about 260,000 people saying, hey, we need that back, we need that back, we need that, you know what I mean? So get out there, register to vote. Make sure you're going to get out there and vote, because this is the most important thing you need to do. I think this is probably one of the most important elections, at least in my history. And yeah, get out there, do your thing, and make it happen. Now, we're going to go to the next segment. As you know, me and my beautiful wife. My voice cracked when I said it. Me and my beautiful wife, Blythe. You know, it's going to be a great conversation. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Sit back, grab some popping corn, and let's get it. So, it's great talking to you. I will see you later. Peace out.
What did it do?
Mm-hmm.
What did it do?
How are you?
I'm stressed.
You stressed?
I'm stressed out, y'all.
Why are you stressed out?
I just had a really long day.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
Want to tell us about it?
Yeah, I'll tell y'all about it. So, well, one, I woke up with anxiety because of the debate. I'm sure we're going to get into that, but we watched the debate last night. It gave me hella anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So I woke up with it, on my mind. So, of course, when you take the energy to work and then everything just kind of goes down here from there. So what happened after, let's say we opened at 11. Mm-hmm. So I want to say about 1 o'clock, one of my coworkers, she caught a seizure on the sales floor. Jesus. She's epileptic. Did I say that right? So a client must have taken a picture in the, like a selfie in the mirror, and it flashes, the camera flashes from the phone to the mirror, bounces off, hits my coworker in the face, in her eyes, and immediately she passes out. Mm-hmm. She starts to seize. So that, I'm used to it now because I've been working with her for almost 2 years. Mm-hmm. And this happens very frequent. Mm-hmm. So I've kind of like gotten used to it. Whereas before, the first time I was like, I don't even know what to do. But now I'm kind of like knowing what to do. So you call the paramedics. Her husband came and all that good stuff. So she's fine. She actually just texted us a couple of hours ago saying she's doing great. But that happened. And the stressful part about that was everybody, which all my coworkers kind of looked to me like, okay, what should we do? Mm-hmm. Like, hey, Blythe, you call 911. Hey, Blythe, you go check on her. Hey, Blythe, you do this. I'm like, it's a team. Mm-hmm. It's six of us here. I need somebody to do their part. Mm-hmm. So that was a little stressful.
Wow, why do you think they put so much on you?
I don't know. I feel like everybody puts everything on me. I don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. Maybe I have something written across my forehead that says I can do it all. I don't know.
Could be.
Maybe.
Could be a gift.
Maybe it could be a gift. I don't know. And I don't mind it, but sometimes it can be stressful because even before she caught the seizure, I had another coworker who pulled me aside maybe about 4 or 5 times. And, he was about to have like an anxiety attack because of some things that he's going through. And of course, I'm the one that everybody comes and vent to. And I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with everyone coming to vent to me. But that was a little stressful for me because it just kept going on and on and on. It's like he'll come to me, talk to me, then he'll walk away, then he'll come back and talk to me. So it's just like I'm being pulled all these different directions. So I had to deal with him and his anxiety. Mm-hmm. And then like I had to deal with, but I had to help my, coworker when she had her seizure. And then after that,
she's okay, right?
She's fine. Yeah, she's doing great. She texted us. She's doing good. She said she'll be back at work tomorrow. So
the ambulance had to come pick her up.
Yeah, they had to come and get her. Yeah, because we really didn't know what to do. And so I don't know her husband's cell phone number. So I immediately grabbed her phone, which is obviously locked, and I just guessed the passcode, which happened to be right. I don't even know how. I just used my fingers and it just was right. And I was like, okay, let me call him. Called him, didn't answer. FaceTime him, he didn't answer. So I say, okay, well, let me just text. And I'm texting while this is going. He's like, cool, I'm on my way. Then he FaceTime me back. So we're talking through it. You know, he's like, I'm on my way. So he came. So that was good. You know, we got that all situated. But she's
How'd you get her number?
I don't know.
You knew something about what combination she might like. It was just, or you know, it was something really simple.
I thought it was just something really simple, you know, and I tried it and it worked.
Yeah, a lot of times you could try 1-1-1-1-1.
Yeah,
or like 1 2
3 4. You know, or just go straight down the middle. Because I saw how many spaces she had, so I just guessed, okay, well maybe it's this, and I guessed it, and it was correct, and it opened up. I was like, oh great, okay, cool. Let me call her husband, and luckily she has his name saved as like hubby. So I was like, okay, perfect. This is him. Let's call him. So she's doing great. She's doing fine. She'll be back to work tomorrow. But then after that happened, maybe like 10-15 minutes later, the mall alarm goes off, and there's like a guy on the speakerphone. He's like, everyone must exit immediately. There's a fire in the elevator, and then it just shuts off. So we're just looking at each other like, what the hell? You know, we start freaking out like, what do we do? So we had all the clients escort the store. We locked the store down. And then I was like, hold on, let me call my manager, who happened to not be there today. I was like, let me just call and make sure we're even doing this correctly. So I call her, and she's like, well, did y'all call mall management to see, if everything's okay, if y'all have to evacuate or not? So I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So we call mall management. They're like, oh, false alarm. I was like, so we're over here scrambling, pulling out the emergency catalog, trying to figure out what is our emergency protocol for us to do. And it was a false alarm.
It's low-key a shame though.
It's very, and
when the fire's happening, y'all over here like, all right, so what we do?
Somebody go grab the emergency book so we could figure out like what we do. We didn't even know what to do. And then we had to call mall management, but then it'd be like, oh, it was a false alarm. I'm like, y'all could have made that announcement over the mall like y'all did, saying there was a fire.
Yeah.
So that was annoying. And then, so we ended up letting the clients back in. And then even after that, it was just like annoying clients after annoying clients after annoying clients. And I feel like something else happened. I can't remember, but it was just like a bunch of stuff that just kept happening today.
It's like, when they say the retrograde.
Yeah.
What do they call that? What do they say?
I don't know, when like the moon and the sun don't meet or something. I don't know, something weird. I don't know nothing about that, but my coworker, she's all into that. So when bad stuff keep happening, she's like, it's retrograde.
Yeah, Mercury retrograde. Or
Mercury is covering the moon and the stars and they don't align. She knows every day there's something going on with the world. And I'm just like, I don't know. But today was crazy. So it was just very stressful, and, it was just a lot going on. And so, and then after that, the alarm went off. My, another coworker of mine, she was not feeling well. And so like the symptoms she was having was kind of like COVID symptoms. So we had to send her home. So now we're like down, 2 people, and then another person, because another person was already out, called in sick. So we're down like 3 people today.
That's how it works.
Man, I'm like, how we were fully staffed. We were overly staffed today. And then 3 people we had to go home today. So I was like, now we're short staffed.
Yeah, but when things are supposed to like align, or when things are aligned, something's gonna come in.
Always.
Mess it up real quick.
Today's schedule was too perfect. When everybody started pulling up to work, I was like, wow, it's a lot of us working today. Like it's a Saturday.
Yeah.
And then one by one, they all just started falling down. I was like, well, see, I knew it couldn't have been that perfect.
Yeah.
That doesn't exist in our store.
I always feel like that's like a energy, or like the devil, or something where basically, what keeps you from being consistent.
Exactly.
So something's always like, I'm sick, or I broke a bone,
right.
My mom's sick, or there's something always.
The devil.
And I know. That's always think like, why can't it be where it's beautiful outside? You go to work, it's beautiful.
And everything's perfect, right?
All good. You know what I mean?
Know.
It's always something to kind of, and it's not even like, they say it's like the law of attraction. When they say if you think it, therefore like you attract it, right?
Yeah, right.
So when they say you shouldn't think negative at all, you should always think positive. Like, I'm gonna get the best parking spot ever, and you'll always get it, right?
Man.
Yeah. So they say like when you think negative, you get negative. So when people are like, today's not gonna be the day, because it started like this, and they'll
it'll continue to be like that.
It'll
Yeah.
start to happen. You feel like
Right.
that's kind of
No,
what
that
it is?
happens all the time. That's why I had to wear this T-shirt today. I don't know if y'all see it, but it says "God is dope."
Oh,
But
yeah.
Black women matter. Shout out to Shay. She got this for me for my birthday.
Yeah. Shout out to her.
Yeah, shout out. I love this T-shirt. But yeah, I had to. Like today was just, it was just too much.
Yeah, it was a little crazy,
Yeah.
especially after yesterday.
Ugh.
Blind and I watched the debate. And,
Oh my God.
well, we didn't watch the entire thing.
We watched maybe like an hour.
Yeah.
I would think.
It was. Look, think about it. We were sitting back, like trying not to pay attention,
We were trying not to pay attention.
but that thing will pull you in with. It
Man.
was just crazy because the part where Trump. I wish I had audio. That'd be kind of cool. But I've been hearing audio all day, so I'm pretty sure people are tired of it.
I'm sure. Yeah.
When Trump was like talking about his son.
Oh, that was so wrong.
He's talking about. I forgot his name. Maverick or something.
Hunter or something?
Hunter. You talking about Hunter? He said, no, I'm talking about Bobo. He's like, oh, okay, they're talking about Hunter. the one who got dishonorably discharged out of the army or out of the military.
And he's
then he got on drugs
or something.
Yeah, he got kicked out for cocaine.
Yeah, I was just like,
he didn't get a job until you got elected. I was like, God.
like, did you just call this man a cokehead? Like, what is happening? Like, I felt like, and I'm sure the whole world, not the whole world, but I felt like people watching were just like, what is happening? It felt like two kids just bickering back and forth. And Biden, he tried not to say anything, but he said a few things too. He was going back and forth too, but it was mostly Trump. He was just like bullying.
We missed a lot of that though. They said the part where he was like, shut up, man. And he called him a clown.
Yeah, we missed that part. I did see clips of that, on social media, but I mean, Trump deserved it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they said it was like they said nothing. It didn't probably move the needle at all.
No, it didn't.
And no one got new information about their candidates. You know what I mean?
Nope.
And then secondly, or thirdly, it's almost like the fact that it wasn't presidential. So the fact that you didn't learn nothing, they're like going back and forth, throwing digs. It's like.
It was so personal, it seemed like.
Yeah.
It was just like they're there to just kind of, like you said, throw digs.
But I felt it coming. Did you feel like, you know what I mean?
I didn't.
You didn't?
I really thought that it was going to be very, like, professional and presidential. I didn't think what I saw. I did not imagine that at all. I was so uncomfortable watching it. And even you were just, like, sitting there just with this big smile on your face, like, blah, they are really going at it. And I'm just like, what is happening? I am so confused. Like, is this why they're there? To just like go toe and toe and hit under the belt? I was like, this is not what they're supposed to be doing, right?
I know. And they, people are talking about introducing the mute button.
Oh,
so you can mute one of the mics.
Yeah, they need that.
Which makes sense. Because I was also thinking, I was like, why don't they just mute that mic? They need to mute that mic.
They do.
But yeah, when I was saying the third point, as far as it not being presidential, they're saying that this first debate showed that neither could lead this country.
Oh, that's true. That's very true, because they weren't really answering the question. Like, Biden was trying to answer, but then Trump kept talking over him, and it was just like nobody could really get their word out. And then Trump wouldn't even answer the questions. Sometimes he was just kind of answer it, but then he'll go back to Biden's son and what he did and how much money he got from whatever country that was. But I'm not even into politics. I vote, but I'm not like, I don't watch it and I don't follow it like that. But for me to watch that last night, I just was like, this is so sad, because one of them, they're going to lead this country for the next 4 years.
Yeah, but hey, look, I don't care. Like I told you, it could be.
Whoa, that scared me. Whatever
I
that
told
was.
you. Yeah, I told you that could be a warm chocolate chip cookie going against Trump, and I'll vote
You'll
for
go
that.
with that chocolate chip cookie?
Yeah.
I would too.
Reason why is mainly because if the last 4 years is any indication what the next 4 years is going to be, anything,
close.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying anything different, or like I'm willing to try anything different. You know what I mean? Because it's just like that. It didn't work for me at all. So I feel like I'd rather have someone who's just quiet and chill,
right,
versus somebody who I don't even know what to say, how to describe what his behavior has been this last 4 years.
Childish.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. Anything but that.
Yeah.
So I feel like if Hillary's running again, I'll vote for her. If anybody else,
Anybody.
Anybody else.
Kanye, what about Kanye?
No. I would never vote for Kanye.
You just said anybody, so I'm just saying.
That's weird because I'll say I'll vote on for a warm chocolate chip cookie before I vote for Kanye.
Really?
And for Trump.
Man, you think that warm chocolate chip cookie gonna get anything done?
I really feel like Kanye would actually do something. Mm-hmm. But as far as the quality of, like, I feel like his messaging will be just like Trump.
Yeah, I agree. He's a Trump supporter. Well, I don't know if he is now anymore, but
I'm talking about like confusing, a bunch of lies. He doesn't understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
No one can tell him what to do.
Right.
I feel like that's going to be like Kanye. It's just going to be one thing where you're going to go overseas and, like stand up on the desk at the,
oh my God.
At like some kind of peace treaty or something like that. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, this world would be a hot mess.
Or he's like,
country.
or he's saying, like, let's say, he's so religious now that, he wants to like, spread this religion around the world.
That's what I could see too.
You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
right.
Who knows what Kanye would probably do?
Yeah.
But it was, so why was it so stressful for you to see?
Because it was just like nobody would just be quiet. I mean, Biden was quiet, but Trump just would not let Biden talk. He wouldn't let him talk. He would talk over him. Shout and scream and point his finger and he'll make smart remarks under his breath. It was just like, come on, y'all. Just like, can we just be grown adults? And then I don't know I don't want to say commentator, but the guy who was asking the questions with the mediator, I don't know what they called him, but even he was getting frustrated, you know, and he was screaming the entire time, like, be quiet, let him talk, stop talking. Your political party agreed to this, like, or your campaign party agreed to you being quiet and letting him speak for 2 minutes. Like, let him do. It was just like, what is happening?
But when you can't control someone who doesn't follow the rules, you know what I mean?
Right.
So at the end of the day, people are talking about what he could have done. Like moderating it and all that. It's like at the end of the day, he tried his best to be professional.
He did.
Same thing with Biden. He tried to be professional about the entire thing, and then he kind of said, "Okay, I'm gonna go low on this one."
Yeah, he was like, "Look, I can only take a few jabs. I can't take all the jabs and not say nothing." So when he did call him a clown, I thought that was funny.
Oh, you saw that part when you
I saw. Just like posts on social media, he called him a clown. I was just like, this is so funny.
Yeah, but it's funny because when we were watching, it was like comedy. It
was. Because
you were laughing.
I was dying.
Yeah.
I was dying laughing. But then it was like once it ended and, you watch the news and everybody said their piece on what happened. Everybody was so disgusted by the whole thing. And even I thought about it afterwards. I was like, so one of them going to be our president. And this just shows like their maturity. You know what I mean? Like these two, one of the two, they're going to lead this country, and it's very scary. And then even what was even scarier was the whole white supremacy part.
Yeah.
When Trump didn't really like tell them to I think
he said
stop. He said stand by or something like that. Stand back and stand by.
Yeah. He said like I think he said stand down
and stand by,
or stand back and stand by,
something like that. But I'm like, what is that supposed to mean? Stand by.
Yeah, but they're saying that he's clarifying his words, saying that he meant for them to stand back and stand by and let law enforcement do what they need to do.
Well, he should have said that, but no. See, he kind of he kind of played around that question because it was like he didn't want to answer the question. When the what is it, the moderator, not the moderator. What was he?
Yeah, the moderator.
Oh, him. Yeah, the moderator. He was like, tell them what you're gonna do. Like, tell white supremacy what you're gonna do. He was like, well, what do you want me to call him?
He said like, I think he said, can you disavow or can you
something
repute or whatever it was? And
I
he was
can't
saying,
really remember.
So yeah, sure. Give me a name. What do you want to say?
What name?
Proud Boys want me to
right?
Yeah, Proud Boys, stand back and stand down.
I
or stand by. And I was like, But see, I know. Okay, Trump is all Republican,
right?
So he's trying to
save his votes.
Well, yeah, like he doesn't want to alienate anybody on that side. So he just want to focus on the Democrats. So I saw that more of a situation where he's like, all right, if I say this, it's gonna alienate some of the people on my side.
Right, exactly.
And I'm not gonna fall for this. You know what I mean? So I feel like he took a safe bet by saying really kind of like messing it all up
Yeah.
and how he responded, just because it kind of worked out for his base. You know what I mean?
Right. But him saying like stand back and stand by,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? It's like he's telling them, all right, y'all calm down, but be ready. You know what I mean? That's what it sounded like to me. Like, all right, white supremacy, y'all need to just calm down.
White
But just-
supremacists.
right. Yeah. White supremacists. Like, he's like, calm down, but be ready. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. That's what I sensed. I was like, oh my God, this
That
is.
last little view.
I'm
Like,
telling
hey,
you,
y'all,
like,
calm down.
but be ready.
Yeah.
But be ready.
Yeah.
So that's what I felt. And, this morning I woke up and I was just like, I can't believe that happened. It hit me. And I was like, wow, this is really the country that we live in. And even you and I were joking about, okay, what country are we going to move to? And I'm like, let's go to Canada.
Yeah, you talking about Canada, and then like
It's only a drive away.
I was like, how about New Zealand? And you're like,
I know.
New Zealand. He's like, I want something that's like connected to America. I was like,
Mexico or something. You over here talking about some New Zealand.
you want to move to Mexico?
I mean, just somewhere close. I ain't trying to go to no whole separate country where I don't know nothing.
Like you don't want to go to London?
No, I don't want to go to London. Doesn't it rain a lot in London?
Yeah. How about Great Britain?
No.
How about Poland?
No.
You know what the people say about like you talk about Poland and how great it is to live there, and
I'm
it's so
good.
clean over there.
I'm sure.
The only question I have is how they treat black people.
I was going to ask that too. Like, are there any black people there? I'm sure, but how do they treat black people?
You know what I mean? Like if I go there with a good idea and trying to make it,
Yeah.
would they let me? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or would they be like,
Oh, man.
oh no, we do it different here,
Yeah.
or because I doubt it's like blatantly racist,
Right.
but what I'm saying is I never see successful black business owners
In Poland?
from Poland.
Well,
You
maybe
know what I
we
mean?
need to like do our research and
I did.
figure that part. Oh, you did?
Yeah. I actually mentioned the 5 places to move to, or that you could be successful at, and New Zealand was one of them. Outside
Oh,
of
okay.
America, like America falls like I think number 6,
Not even top 5.
but New Zealand was number 1.
Oh, so we do need to move to New Zealand.
Yeah, they said it's very the income is very high.
Okay.
It's very easy to become successful over there, and it's very easy. It's actually easier than America to start a business.
Wow, y'all hear that? Well, let's
I know,
all
I
pack
know.
up and go to New Zealand.
But when it comes to all that, you're like, because like people who are from New Zealand, New Zealanders.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, they talk like they're from Australia,
Oh, really?
kinda.
No, I
I'm
don't
from
know.
New Zealand. You're just like, oh, and the accent. I'm not sure if I want to adapt that.
I was about to
particular
say,
accent,
yeah. So
you know?
if we move there, you think we're gonna have like that?
The boys
accent?
will.
Oh, that's true. Well, no, maybe not. I mean, if they're in a household with us, they're gonna have our accent.
That's true,
But then our accent's so confusing.
yeah, but they're gonna be confused at how they sound. You know?
That is true compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
They're gonna start talking like their friends. Mommy, can I have
Yeah.
a cookie? I can have a cookie.
Got a cookie. That is hilarious.
Like, boy, you from Texas?
So you wouldn't move anywhere to like anywhere like far? You want to go somewhere that's connected, just familiar?
Yeah, something that's familiar. I don't know about moving to another country. That was just a joke.
I know it's like
I said this morning.
Some people are like, they say, black people, we need to come back home. We need to go back to like Nigeria and all that.
Yeah.
And then you think, do you know what it's like over there? You know what I'm saying? Unless you go to Nigeria with, armed security,
Exactly.
gated community, gated home,
Man.
servants. When you say, because you're not gonna go over there with $500 in your pocket, get an apartment in Nigeria, and think it's gonna be like cool.
No.
It's gonna be 10 times rougher
Right.
than here. So
Gotcha.
people are like, oh, we need to all go back. I'm like, do y'all see what it's like over there?
I'm about to say, because I don't even know if they want us back over there. Like, we're a little rough.
I think
We're a
everyone's.
little rough out here.
I think we're all rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Nigeria, I can speak only for that. They don't have it together at all, really.
Yeah. We don't either. So look, we
That's
got
what I'm
something in
saying.
common.
Yeah, so I'm saying like we all got our faults,
Right. Exactly.
And Nigeria has a lot of like brilliant people, and a lot of them move out just to become successful.
Yeah.
So to go in and trying to like develop from scratch,
Right.
the rules aren't like
Not the
created
same.
that way.
Yeah.
You know,
Would you want to move to Nigeria?
I would like to have a home there,
Yeah.
but not move there.
No.
I mean,
Just be there for like the winter. The winter's here and spend it there.
yeah, I think it'll be great to have two places. I wouldn't want to. I mean, the only way that it'll make sense for like us to move down there, is if like really there's no other option. You know what I mean? True. Because that's good because you're thinking if it really hit the fan over here, where do we go? He's like, let's go to Nigeria.
I'm down. Look.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, I'm down to go wherever. I really am. I may put up a fight in the
even
beginning,
New Zealand, like we were talking about.
Yeah, because I've never been, so I probably like, let's just try it, see if we like it. We don't, we can always come back.
People say that.
I know.
You know, I thought about. I was like, I wonder if an old man, like an old man or woman, will move to a new place. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I think that would be hard if they don't have family there, because it'll just be them.
Well, one story was heartbreaking about this woman. She came out with this documentary, this movie about her dad having dementia. Okay. He's still alive now, and it's like the death of something is dead. It's coming on Netflix in about a week. But basically, the part that I didn't realize that's the hardest for a lot of people who are having like Alzheimer's and dementia is the fact of when they lose their independence by their car. Because he was making mistakes in his this gentleman was making mistakes in his medical office by giving someone the wrong prescription. He was a doctor. He was a doctor. Oh wow. And then one day he came home, all the tires were flat, flat out. Yeah. Like they're all flattened. And what happened is that he went onto like a construction yard on accident. Oh my goodness. Came home. He kind of laughed it off. Yeah. And then they had like the cousin and like uncle like live with them for a couple of weeks. And they found out it's like, hey, something's off. Wow. Yeah. So basically, because he had that issue with his with the car, right. They were selling the car and they like take him to New York. And this guy's like 80, maybe a little bit younger. Yeah. And he was really upset, like sad about it. And the woman, she said this is her dad. Her mom, she had dementia too. Yeah. And she died. Oh wow. So the hardest thing for her, she said that the last thing the mom remembered was how mad she was when they took the license. Oh, I bet. Like she was still pissed. Yeah. Like she said everything, like she forgot. She didn't forget that. She's like, she was still mad to the very end about taking her license. So she was really particular about, okay, how do I take my father's license, Yeah. And he's like, I could still drive. He's like, no, but you're going to New York. And he's like, yeah, but we only have a few days before like I go to New York. Maybe I could like drive a little bit. And she's like, no, but it's getting repaired right now. And then he's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. He had to make all these excuses. Yeah, but he was making a good face, but you could tell he's like disappointed, really heartbroken by it. Oh, that's sad. Yeah. Yeah. And you look into other worlds as far as like, how do you resolve something like that with somebody? Here's the empathetic part about it is that he felt bad for her that she had to go through this with him. Oh yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I get that. Yeah, and but then what struck me, I'm like, to be so old to go to a new city. Yeah. I personally wouldn't want to go to a new city being so old. Yeah, of course, because all of your friends, your family, everybody you grew up with is in that same place that you left. So why would you go to a new city to live there and get familiar with everything all over again? And it's like, But there has to be a reason, because some people, if you get older, most people around you are probably like passed. True, but then maybe not everybody. It's children, and there's like, but they have not schedules, but they have their way of doing things. What is it? I can't think of the word, but a routine. There's a routine. I know my grandfather. We lived with him up until he passed. He was 88 years old, and I mean, he had a routine. He would wake up the same same time every morning. Had breakfast it was just everything was routine. He read his newspaper at the same time, so nothing was different, nothing changed. And I can't imagine him moving to a new city or new state and being okay with that, because you would have to like start all over. Who wants to do that? I know at that age. Some people are like that though. Like some people, like they don't, you know, they're like nomads that could go wherever.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there are people. My sister's like that. I mean, obviously she's not old, but yeah, she can just bounce around and she's okay. She'll figure it out, you know.
I think I'm a little bit more localized. I'd rather be what I'm familiar with, you know.
Right, yeah.
Could you live in one of those trailers? You know what I'm talking about? Like
those cars, those vans.
Well, some of them are a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Where they look like big sprinters.
Yeah.
But they're outdoor, meant to like be rugged.
Like not an RV, but
yeah, like almost like an RV,
okay.
almost like an RV. You know the Amazon trucks.
Yes.
The big. Like that, but it has like a
bed in there and a kitchen and
all that kind of stuff.
I can't do that.
Yeah, but you know people are doing that now.
Yeah, I can't. See, after Hurricane Katrina, when they opened the city back up, we moved back so we can like gut out the house, fix it up and all that stuff. And the city provided trailers to people who moved back. And so I don't know why, but some people were able to move back like a month early before the city opened up. And we were one of those people for some reason. And they gave us a trailer. And mind you, I'm
when you say trailer, like something that
you can't drive it, so it's just like a small trailer that's parked.
That you hitch it to your truck or something.
No, it's just on your driveway. I can't explain it, but yeah, but no, it doesn't have wheels.
It's like a pod.
Yeah, yes, basically it's a pod. Yes, so it's like that, and it was 5 of us in there, and I want to say they had like bunk beds, and then the sofa you could turn into a bed, and then maybe there was like a master bedroom
in the trailer. It
was small. We all slept in there. I mean, the shower was like, oh my God, you couldn't even stand up. You know, it was just very small. I mean, it was fun, and it was kind of cool because it was, you know, my family, and it was 5 of us, and we were all on top of each other, and you know, we just made the best of it. So every day, you know, we were there with each other. So it was like more of a bonding thing for us. So it was pretty cool. But at the same time, like I've already experienced it, and I would never want to experience it again. So
it was something that you could just tolerate, not be okay with.
Yeah, no. And it's because, I was in college at the time. So when I would come home for holidays, you know, my family was in that trailer. So, you know, it was just like, I don't know, because I was there for maybe like 2 weeks for like Thanksgiving, or you know, a month for Christmas, whatever we had time off from school, and to be in that trailer, it was just like, oh my God, this is like really how y'all living. Like,
you know, like you talking about like a small house?
A small house?
Is it like the small house? You know, when people live in those small houses?
It could be one of those, but imagine it being with 5 people.
I heard a story about the guy who created WeWork.
What is WeWork?
WeWork, you know, it's the where it's like the offices where you could rent out, like you could rent out like a little office, large office. You could rent out a desk, you know, but basically it's like a group sharing. So you pay for access, and everyone like shares like the printer and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
It's a huge company, but they're not doing so well. But his sister was also an entrepreneur who started like, I think like Orange Theory or something like that.
Oh, wait, that's the workout? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like both started big companies, right?
Yeah.
And his like hit $1 billion, you know. But when they were growing up, they grew up very like free, I guess. And the parents, they lived in like almost like a van. Yeah. And they said that there was a particular part of the van where, you know, like it's their bedroom, but the kids are in there, you know. What? So they said like, how was it like when y'all like, you know, like when like your parents were getting like intimate or whatever, and they're like, they just close the curtain, da da da. Oh no. I know. And I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that. See, I don't know what my parents did while we were in there. Maybe they just, I don't know. But I don't know if there was any hanky panky going on.
But see, are we being prude? You know what I mean?
What? No.
No. What I mean is, there's some people who are like, you know, as soon as a child's like 4 years old, where do babies come from? He's like, oh, I've been waiting for this opportunity. He's like, you came from my balls.
Oh, and no.
There's a comedian guy who's like explains it to his sons. He's like, y'all came from my balls. Like, then one of the other sons was like, where we come from? It's like, my balls. Like, yeah, we came from his balls. Ew. Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you seen the things that me and your mama did. Yeah, saying it's like that's young children, the most. Right? And then you think about other parts of the world where, you know, in Iraq or Iran or anything like that, where like your house could just get bombed.
Yeah.
And you're 3 years old, 4 years old, and you're experiencing this on a regular basis.
Right.
But in America, they're like, don't say this word, don't say that word.
Exactly.
So I feel like when it comes to sex, are we more prude when it comes to like?
Prude just sounds like a I don't know,
like stuck up about it.
Yeah, stuck up. I don't know. I think we just like
I know
all American. I think we're normal. You know what I mean? I don't know what you call it. Like the boys know that they came from my stomach. When they see photos of me pregnant, they're like, "Oh, mommy, I was in your belly." Like they know that. So. I mean, I'm sure they're going to ask when they get older, like, "Mommy, I was in your belly, but like, how did I come out? Like, did you cut my stomach? Did you cut your stomach open or something?" I don't know. Maybe they may ask those questions.
Yeah, this is so stupid, like a dumb child. I felt like I knew that we came out of the stomach, but I'm like, oh, we just came out of the booty hole. Yeah.
I cannot.
Yeah, that's where I knew. I'm like, the booty hole, like, duh, what are you talking about? Ain't no other hole.
Ain't no other hole.
Yeah, ain't no other hole for us to come out of.
That's so funny.
Me thinking like I'm like 6, 7 years old thinking women only got one hole to do both. Y'all are crazy.
Oh my God.
That's what
the innocent. See, that's what I want for the boys. I want them to be innocent and just be like, "Oh, I just thought we came from mommy's nose."
Oh my God.
Know.
Yeah, you say
mommy's belly button.
You say innocent, or is it ignorant?
No, innocent.
Yeah.
When they're like 6, I don't know. I mean, Idol's 5. I can't imagine him next year being like, "Oh, I came from mommy's butthole." I'd be like, "No." I'd be like, "No, you came from mommy's belly button. What are you talking about?"
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just try to keep them young and innocent.
But I remember when they were breaking down the stories about the stork. I was like, I don't see how that works.
Yeah, I don't either. Even though Kenzo, he arrived by stork, remember?
Oh yeah,
the stork did drop him off though.
Yeah, you should see the picture.
Yeah, that was not Idol. He thinks that for real.
Yeah.
But I mean, he knows, like, even there's a picture with at Idol's first birthday party, we were pregnant with Idol and not pregnant with Idol, pregnant with Kenzo. And so whenever Kenzo sees the photo, he sees you and me holding Idol, and he's like, "I'm in mommy's belly. I don't want to be in mommy's belly. I want to be there at the party." And I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry, but you were in my belly." So,
man, it's funny. The things they get mad at, kids get mad at, things that you have no solution for.
Right.
I remember I told you, I think a while back, where the parents were trying to figure out, like the daughter was screaming, "I want to sit at the head of the table.
Yeah,
I want to sit at the head of the table." And they're like, "No, just sit right here." He's like, "I want to sit." She started screaming and crying, and they kept trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But it was like a circle table.
Oh my goodness. So what do? You just keep going, like, musical
and
chairs?
they kept placing in different places. She's like, "No, I want to be at the head of the table." And then they'll put it in another place. And they said that's just what kids do. They get themselves confused and worked up
exactly.
over nothing,
Man, that happens to me like every morning for breakfast. I'd be like, "What y'all want for breakfast?" And then like, "Oh, I want cereal." And then I go grab cereal. "I don't want cereal. I want oatmeal." I'm like, "But you told me you wanted cereal." "No, Mom, I want oatmeal." So I'm like, "Okay, Bly, be patient." Then I make the oatmeal. "I don't want oatmeal. I want pancakes." I'm like, "Look, you better eat oatmeal and cereal because I already made it both. So either one, take your pick." And sometimes I have to lie and say we don't have pancakes when I know darn well I just went to the grocery store the day before and got a whole bunch of pancakes. So yeah, the boys, they just be doing the most sometimes.
Yeah, I have a question about something I've been thinking about. It's like, okay, everyone talks about like discrimination, right? Like you don't want to go somewhere and get profiled or them discriminate against you. But no one really talks about like, what about discrimination, but like in a good way?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like tall people get more like I guess
a handout?
Not a handout. Okay. Let's say model, a beautiful person.
Yeah.
They will go into a store and let's say they'll get more attention and more help and more of this. Or someone who is beautiful and they're in sales and they get more sales because they look better or whatever.
Yeah.
Or someone who's a celebrity.
Okay.
Like Kanye, he went to Chick-fil-A and no one said anything to him about a mask.
Yeah.
And they gave him like special treatment. You know what I'm saying? So people talk about discrimination, but how about like in a good way? Like, for example, if you go into a store and everyone treats you a certain way and in a positive way, and then someone someone else complains about them being profiled or whatever, discrimination, there's discrimination on both sides, right? Or no?
Wait, I'm so confused. So I would be considered being discriminated against because I'm treated nicely?
Yeah, I'm not. No, I'm not saying you'll be considered to be treated discriminated against because you're treated nicely. What I'm saying is, if you treat someone better because of something that you like about them, you know what I mean? Like, you know, usually tall people get more attention.
Right.
You know, or I don't even know if you consider it like respect or whatever.
Yeah. Or like special treatment.
Like special treatment.
Yeah.
Beautiful people get special treatment.
This is true.
Celebrities get special treatment.
This is true.
That is in essence like a particular way of discriminating against somebody in a positive way.
I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around that. For some reason, I'm just trying to think of discrimination, but in a positive way, but not really positive.
Like, look at it. Like, let me give you the.
But I get that though, because if you know, pretty people, I guess, quote unquote, when they come into the store, they get treated nicely, or people who dress nicely get treated nicely in the store. You know, but if you come in there wearing pajamas, you may not get the same treatment that someone else, you know, does in a suit.
Yeah, look, like because this is the definition on the discrimination.
Okay.
Treatment or consideration of or making a distinction in favor of or against. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying now.
A person, a thing, a group, or class. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you could do something in someone's favor. It's almost like it's the same. Look how you could think about it in this way. Like, you know, some people were like, "Oh, that person was talking about behind my back."
Yeah.
They only say that because they're saying something negative. But when I say something positive about you behind your back, that's not talking behind your back.
Right, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They only look at it in the positive or the negative sense versus there is a positive to it. You don't get mad when people talk positive behind your back, but you get mad when people talk negative, right?
Yeah, because it's negative.
I know. So
I just don't like the idea of using discrimination, but in like a good way, I guess. I don't know. I just can't. I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I get it, but I don't want to get it.
Discrimination, but in a good way, right?
Yeah, I don't want to get it. No. But I do get it because, you know, just working in retail and seeing different groups of people. Like, we don't discriminate in our store because you never know who has money. But at the same time, you do get those thoughts and those ideas when you see somebody. You're just like, is this person going to waste my time? Just based off of how they're dressed or how they look or whatever. Or you can be like, oh, is this person going to spend bread? And I have a good example because I am guilty of it. I feel like everybody is.
We all are.
Yeah, these two guys came in today and they were young, you know, two young guys or whatever. I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, oh, they just gonna come in and just kind of like, you know, just look around. And they're looking around or whatever, and they asking me to grab a shoe. They want to try on a shoe, try on this, and I'm having fun because I'm like, you know what? I just had a stressful day. We're about to close. I don't even care, you know. And I'm just grabbing stuff for them to try on, and I didn't think nothing of it. And even the way they were dressed, even the security guard looked like he was kind of like in the area, making sure he's in the area, making sure he's seen, because he probably felt like, okay, these two kids might try to pull a fast one. And so, you know, I'm grabbing stuff, not thinking nothing of it. And then the guy's like, okay, you know, it's my birthday. You know, I want to turn up. I'm like, okay, cool. Happy birthday. How are you turning? He's like 19. I'm like, 19?
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even remember when I was 19, you know? And so he's
shopping at Gucci at 19?
At 19.
That's life.
The crazy part is he left with a shoe, a belt, and a shirt. Spent over $2,000 cash.
Whoa.
Yeah, cash. And I'm like, wow.
But they're exposed to all that way earlier than we were.
Earlier, you know, way earlier. Because I'm thinking, when I was 19 and I was buying Tommy Hilfiger, that was like $150 on an outfit. That to me was a lot. So I can't imagine spending $2,000. But you know, my point is, when I first looked at him, I was just thinking he's just a couple of kids just coming in here playing games. But no, he had money. He was ready to drop money, and he was just like this shy little kid, and he didn't really know how to match stuff. So we putting stuff together for him, and he's like, cool, you know, I got a birthday party on Saturday, and I'm gonna get this stuff. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I packaged it, you know, and went to the register. And I was like, okay, how you gonna pay, card or cash? He said cash, and I told him the amount. He didn't even blink. He didn't even blink. He was just like, cool. Started counting the money, gave me the money. I was like, I was impressed. You know what I mean? I'm like 19 and you dropping like $2,200 on not even a whole outfit. because you still got to get the bottoms, because you only left with, you know what I mean? You only left with shoes, shirt, and a belt. So you still got pants to buy.
But when you have a birthday outfit,
man,
you know what I mean? Like, think about it. Like, there is no amount that's too
true.
much. You know what I mean?
No. That's not true.
No.
Not for me.
No. I personally think there is an amount that's too much. There is an amount that's too much.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, when people are excited
that's true.
about their birthday, someone might bless them with some extra cash or something. Yeah. And they go out and they literally, like, something like me, I would, if I had, like, let's say $3K in birthday cash, I would spend $150 of it, right?
That's me too. I'm the same, Lord.
Other people be like, I just got free cash.
Money. Yeah,
I'm gonna buy 3,000. You go give me a wallet. Let me get boom. Yeah, that's how some people think. So I think he's in that category.
Maybe, and he's 19, so he's just having fun, and he deserves it. So he was really polite. He was a cool kid. They weren't disrespectful at all. They were having so much fun, and I was having fun helping them. And I didn't think nothing of it. I'm just like over here putting looks together just because I'm thinking we just playing games. I'm in there playing along too, and he was like, cool, I'm gonna get it. I'm like, you gonna get it? Okay, cool. The belt itself was $500.
But that's not discrimination in a good way, though.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. That's not in a good way. That's what I'm saying. I discriminated based off of
in a bad way.
In a bad way. Yeah. So I can't flip it and think of discrimination in a good way.
But do you ever have it where, like, an athlete comes in, or a celebrity, or
somebody who's dressed really, really nice.
Yeah, someone dressed nice, and then you give them so much more attention.
And they buy nothing. That happens a lot. And I have a coworker who, whenever my coworker sees a person that fits that profile, immediately wants to go and assist that customer. And it's so funny because that customer ends up not buying. That customer's just here to browse and just want to kind of see what you have. But you skip over, or you pass off the customer who is about to drop $5,000, but they look like they don't have $1 to their name. So that's why it's so important for us to not discriminate and to not judge people by the way they look, because you just never know. Wow. You just never know. Yeah, I had three brothers that came in yesterday, and first of all, one of my coworkers, she didn't want to help them. She thought they were going to be a waste of time, so she just kind of passed them off to me. I was like, cool, I'll help them, whatever. So I'm helping them, and they're just like, oh, let me see this. Okay, cool. Let me see this. Cool. They're just taking their time. And honestly, after I was with them for 3.5 hours, almost 4 hours, they spent over 10 grand with me. Wow. Yeah, because I was just so nice, and they're from California, and I was just like talking to them, just like regular people, like, what brings you guys out here? Just kind of getting to know them. And and they paid cash. They paid cash, and they were like, we want all this, and just pack it up and we'll buy it.
Were they athletes or something?
No, they were just like 3 regular guys.
I know,
like
10K cash.
I mean, they had more because one of them was wearing a backpack. So when I asked them, I was like, y'all paying card or cash today? And they was like, oh, we paying cash. And he was like, I hope you're ready to count this. I was like, well, I hope you ain't paying in ones.
Yeah, didn't you say,
you know what I mean?
When someone comes in with a backpack,
Exactly. I don't pass up nobody with a backpack. See, that might be good discrimination right there. Yeah. If a guy comes in with a backpack, 9 times out of 10, he got money in that backpack. Or even like a messenger bag, because men don't really wear bags, So if you got like the little messenger bag or a backpack, there's money in that backpack. You know what I mean? So when he was like, I hope you're ready to count, then he went, his brother was wearing a backpack, so he went over there, he unzipped his brother's backpack, and he already pulled them out. It was already pre-counted, it was already rubber band, but even though we still had to count it by hand, but I was like, look, anybody wearing a backpack, I guess that's the good discrimination there. I don't discriminate against nobody wearing no backpack. That's money right there.
This is a good word. Great word, actually.
What's that?
You ever heard of the name or the word Lionize?
Lionize, no.
Lion, like a lion. Ize.
Ooh.
Lionize.
No, I never
know
heard
what
that
that
before.
is?
It got something to do with strength of a lion or something.
No.
Oh.
When you treat someone like a celebrity.
Oh.
That's lionizing. Yeah, when you lionize, like when someone treats like someone's all on someone's nuts or something like that, you're like, calm down. Like that's lionizing.
So like a lot of my clients, I do like to kind of big them up, make them feel better, bigger than life when they come into the store, because I feel like that keeps them coming back to me.
It does.
So is that like
that's not lionizing?
Okay, cool.
Lionizing will be something like being googly eyed.
Oh no,
you know
that's
what I
not
mean?
me.
Or like, trying to say things that what they consider like trying to be in good favor.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I see. Gotcha.
Like
yeah.
almost like you're opportunistic.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I gotcha.
So it's not just like bland compliments. It's more like you're almost like worshiping, like, oh my God, are you okay? Let me go get this for you.
Oh
Let me go
my
get you this
God.
drink. Hey, is there anything I can do for you? And do this, like, calm down.
Calm
It's a regular
down.
person.
I don't like people like that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even treat celebrities like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, when they come into our store,
But some celebrities get upset even though they don't want to get treated like that.
yeah, I know.
Just like, I don't want to get treated like Oprah. She said one time she was waiting in the line and she had to check her ego.
Yeah.
She said she was waiting. She was waiting in line at the airport, and then she was like, "Why am I waiting in this line so long?" And then she started like getting upset, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Do they know who I am?" That's what she said.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then she said she had to check her own ego because there's times where they don't want to get treated like a celebrity, but then when there's like a time where
when they're treated normal,
yeah,
they're like they pull that celebrity card.
Exactly.
Oh.
So that was her situation
Yeah.
where it's the ego. So people come in with ego. Some
That's
don't.
true. Because we get celebrities who want to be treated like celebrities, and we get people who don't want to be treated like celebrities. But unfortunately, when you come into our store, regardless of how you feel, you will not be treated like a celebrity. That's just, it is what it is.
But I think everyone just wants good service.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. We're just here to provide great service to everybody. Regardless of what you look like, regardless of how much money you have, everybody's gonna be treated the same. I can't give you champagne and not offer this person champagne because that person who wasn't offered champagne is going to say something.
Yeah, I know.
Like, why you gave them some, you didn't give me any. So then we got to come up with all these lies and excuses. So it's like, let's just treat everybody the same. Give everybody the same experience.
I was like, hold on, you gave them.
Oh, it happens.
And they're like, are you lionizing them?
No.
Would you think someone will say that?
If somebody said that word to me, I'd be like, I don't even
Are you
know what that
lionizing them
means.
right now?
I'm like, ma'am, I'm not lying. I don't even know what that means. I'm like, I'm not lying, man. She's like, that's not what I said. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know.
Man, anything else you want to share?
Nah, just y'all pray for me. That's all.
How you feel? You feel great?
I feel better. Yeah, I got all that off my chest. I'm back to like positive energy, good vibes. So, yeah,
this is a great episode.
Good episode.
Thank y'all for joining us.
Of course.
It's the 39th episode.
I can't believe it.
I know we're getting up there.
It's
Thank
exciting.
y'all so much for joining us, and we'll see you later. Peace. Go out there and vote. Vote.